Okay, guys, it's that time of the week again where we take your pressing questions and try to make it make sense. So let's get right to it. A lot of breaking news this week, but this week's question comes from the country's latest coronavirus epicenter, Southern California.
Hey, Tiffany, I'm Joshua Finkel from Los Angeles, California. I've been doing a lot of research and I have a bunch of questions about the new strain of the virus and how specifically it is more contagious. For example, is it less than 15 minutes cumulatively being inside with somebody that can give you the virus? Are the droplets traveling further, so it's more than 6 feet? Are they lasting longer in the air or longer on surfaces and staying alive, so you have to wipe things down more often? What specifically makes this more contagious, and how can we prevent it?
Thank you, Joshua, for this important question of this week of all weeks. We've got to walk and chew gum at the same time and focus on more than one news story. So I want to say, like you said, there's been reporting about a new, more contagious COVID strain popping up around the country, and there's a lot of misinformation about it too. Now, I'm not a doctor, so this week I wanted to get this question answered by Dr. Celine Gounder, friend of this show, someone you'll see a lot here. She's an infectious disease expert and a member of President-elect Biden's COVID-19 advisory board. We asked her to answer your question. Here's what she got to say.
What does it mean when we say that these new virus variants are more contagious or infectious or transmissible? We're basically saying that these new virus variants are spreading more easily from one person to another. One way to think about this is as a game of chance. If you come into contact with somebody who is infected, those chances go up. We think that these new virus variants are more transmissible for a couple reasons. One, we see that the amount of virus in people's bodily fluids, including the droplets and aerosols that they breathe out, those bodily fluids have more of the virus in them. So if you are breathing in the air that somebody else has exhaled into the room around you, and if that air has aerosols and droplets that have more virus in them, your chances of getting infected go up. In addition, what we're seeing is that these new variant viruses do a better job of latching on to human cells to infect them. And so we think that this combination of higher amounts of virus in bodily fluids and the ability of the virus to latch on more tightly to human cells makes it a more transmissible virus. So the more we allow it to spread, the more the virus can mutate and the more we can see these variants. Essentially, the virus is adapting to us as its environment, and it's getting better and better at infecting us and spreading. The good news is that the very measures we have been advancing all along, so the mask wearing, the social distancing, the spending time outdoors more or in spaces that are well ventilated, sticking as much as possible to your household bubble, all of those things still work. The virus cannot mutate to get around those things.
Thank you so much for Dr. Gounder for taking the time to make it make sense. And thank you to Josh for that incredibly important question. Remember, wear your mask. Stay apart, stay 6 feet apart from everybody. And for the important reminder that the COVID pandemic is still raging out of control. Nobody is immune to this. So something that the mostly maskless MAGA thugs seem to have forgotten during their siege of the Capitol. And while it might take a while to absorb the political fallout from that, it's only going to take a couple of weeks to see the public health repercussions from what almost certainly was a super spreader event. Now, I want to talk to you at home. You know the drill by now. If you've got a burning question that you need an answer to, holler at me. Share the screen with your girl. Fire up those camera phones and record your question on video. I want to answer your questions. I know what it's like to sit at home and also disconnected from the screen. Not on this show. We invite you to share with us by using the hashtag crosstalk, or you can hit me up on email at crosstalk@nbcuni.com. Ask your questions. Either I will answer it or we'll get an expert to answer it, and together we will make it make sense. But we've got a lot more breaking news coming up next after this break. Disturbing new images